Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page about common sense. I try to keep it down and in a nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very important and not important to liberals, libertarians, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. If you have any comments, questions, or insults or roast, you put it down below. Those people who follow me, of course, which is very few and far between, which I love and admire, think about this with a grain of salt or with an apple, okay? There are copycats out there. When you start hearing what they say, okay, about my videos or some shit, you know they got it from me because these guys are very uneducated and they seek what? Validation. There you go. Now, when I make my intro, okay, this is what this video is about. All thugs need validation, and I'm going to tell you the pathology of why. And also, most people need validation. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Now, I'm talking about this video because sometimes I'll get hits in my inbox, and these guys really try to seek validation by talking to individuals like Kevin Samuels or getting alpha strategies and stuff like that. And I tell them to leave those guys alone, okay? Leave those guys alone and learn from those people who actually have the experience on how to become an alpha, okay? I know I talk about it a lot, okay? But, of course, I talk about many other things because I don't really seek validation. But let me give you a rundown. This is all unscripted, by the way, here, of the basic psychology pathology of who really desires validation. The first type of people who love validation is technically most people, 80%. Then there are those who don't have really nothing to live for, okay? So you got to be careful. There's a difference between 20% who don't really care and don't have nothing really to live for. And then you can say I have something to live for because I got daughters, right? But that's not the case because some people's cases are different and special. But let me get on, I don't want to get off sidetracked or anything. But there are some people, there's a lot of people, most people, who are sensitives and sticks in the muds and stuff, and I tell those people not to watch my videos because they can get themselves in a lot of trouble, okay? Like, I give you a great example, okay? Those people who look like thugs, those people who basically got a lot of bling, okay? Those people who basically are on the internet. Most people who just have a lot of subscribers are mostly looking for validation, okay? But if you want to be serious about it, that is a basic fundamental fact. Now, I know you may be saying to be ambitious may seem like it's not a validation, but it is a form of a validation because you know why it's a form of validation? Because you're trying to help people in a noble type of cause, right? But of course, you already know that there are people out there who are homeless and who are starving and stuff like that. But if all of the people who got all of the validation is not really seeking just validation for themselves, wouldn't the world be a better place through pathology? And why would someone use drugs or alcohol and stuff like that? Because they were seeking validation when they were younger, which they were affected by peer pressure, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, I ask people all the time. I say, why are you smoking drugs? Why are you doing that shit? Because you know that's not a really alpha trait. That's not a really good thing to have, a really healthy thing to have. You be smoking and drinking. So if you see someone who's smoking, they needed validation at one point. Everybody needed some sort of validation. When I was younger, guess what? I started learning what validation is. And I realized if I can't do this, okay, then I don't really need to seek validation, especially when I'm on the internet. People make fun of people when they need validation. People tease people when they need validation. I don't need it because I'm being myself. Most people like to, sugarcoat this validation by saying, oh, I'm not looking for validation, as they put all this work into all sorts of different things to attract the majority of people who need validation, okay? And so I hope you learned the lesson here, why most people need validations. People who look like thugs, people who like anybody who's just like, important or a celebrity, okay? They all need a certain form of validation because of ambition. And that ambition comes from when they were younger, which they was not taught by an alpha father, okay? So since I made that very clear, if you have any questions or if you disagree with me with something somewhere, you ask me. I don't seek it because I didn't ask for your subscribers or your likes or anything like that. If you check out my credentials below, okay, you don't want to be a hoe, okay, right? And then you notice that I don't really do things on YouTube or Facebook like that. People be thinking, okay, oh, this person is really a mentally ill person because I'm schizoaffective, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, so I'm being honest about it. So if I'm being honest, okay, how am I seeking validation, okay? You know, I'm just told you I'm a alpha psychopath, which will come and kill your kids if you fuck with me, because some shit like that. You try to threaten my life, I'm going to threaten your kids. I'm not going to just threaten you. But, you know, the good thing is that I don't do eye for an eye, okay? I basically say, okay, you want to fuck with me, you want to disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you twice. If you give me a teddy bear, I'll give you 2 teddy bears. So think about how much love I have if you give me positive energy rather than negative energy, because I feed off of negative energy, and that makes my fucking day. And I don't even seek validation. As a matter of fact, my spirits give me my validations because I always hear them all the time, okay? When I was younger, they used to tease me all the time and call me different names. Then they told me what validation was. And I said, oh, fuck that. I don't need no validation from humans, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really a human, okay? I'm in a human body, okay? All right? Because I'm a God, I told you. I'm Jesus and Satan at the same time. That makes me pretty special, right? So, anyway, so the whole point of what I'm saying here is that most people seek validation. And you got to try to stay away from people who seek validation. As a matter of fact, there's a contradiction with people who think they need validation, okay? And say that there's a contradiction with people who basically say, I don't need validation. This basically compliment that person. Compliment that person and see if they can compliment you back. It's not just a thank you. Oh, thank you for the compliment. It's a compliment that they return back to you. The psychology is very clear because I study psychology. I used to be a therapist for hundreds of people, and I didn't seek validation. I just wanted to learn. So when you're learning, you're not seeking validation, okay? Wow. Isn't that something interesting? When you're trying to learn and ask questions and trying to be introspective upon other people's raison d'etre, you're not seeking validation. I don't really seek it, okay? I teach my daughters, stop seeking validation, but if you want to be ambitious, okay, and you're young, it's okay. It's okay. People want to be ambitious. They want to try to seek validation to other people. But I said to my daughter, I said, it's better be paranoid than to seek it. Because basically, when you seek it, you may find some trouble, okay? Me, I could find trouble too, just by being honest, okay? And I keep telling people, don't be subscribing, because I got my Marcus Knowledge pulled down for following all of the rules from YouTube. For some reason, they want to pull my videos down because I'm, unique and innovative, because I do different things. And then I try to copy off other people with a different spin on it. And the next thing you know, they try to tell me I'm being deceptive. I'm like, did you write? They could get in trouble for that shit. You can easily sue YouTube, but I'm not interested in money. I'm lucky for YouTube. I am not interested in money. Someone will probably do it for me and pay me my services and rendered, okay? Because I do my own services down below, which are definitely more professional than fucking Kevin Samuels. I get tons of people sending me Kevin Samuels shit. I say, I am not jealous of the dude. I just tell you, he is not a therapist. He is not a fucking therapist. And I know these guys and women are seeking validation, and it's a me too. It's me too. It's me too. It's me too. These women are me too. I want to go up there and don't do no research. Most people who seek validation do not do any research. Repeat after me. Most simps and prostitutes do not do any research, and they seek validation. So what happens to a person who is biased? They are biased from the start because they have not been trained. So when they go out in life, they're looking for other betas and simps, okay, which most people are. Prostitutes, simps, beta alphas. And of course, I try to teach guys and women, get out of that box, because I don't like talking to most of you. If you're a part of that sensitive, that person, that thug mentality, that Bloods and Crip type mentality, that cigarette scent mentality, that drinking mentality, please, I don't want to talk to you. You're wasting my time. You don't want to learn. I am too much for you. You understand? Because as soon as you look at me, and as soon as you, this motherfucker crazy, and then you already seek a validation point. There's a point there I'm trying to make, and you know what I mean. So everyone who's doing these things, being biased, they don't know the person, they don't ask no questions, are literally seeking validation through biasm, through other people and other means. I talk very quickly. Most people can't follow me. I hope you learned something here. It's under 10 minutes. So I'm going to put a very interesting title, so most people basically gravitate towards it, okay? All right, peace. And guess what? I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Peace.